Hello everyone, Guillaume Nesvana here, host of the E-Commerce Wizards podcast, where I feature leaders in e-commerce and business. Today's guest is Jacob R. Anson. He's a co-founder of AgencyJR, an agency specialized in e-commerce email conversion. So today we'll be talking about the seven-figure Black Friday formula for SMS and email sales campaign. Before we get started, our sponsorship message.
This episode is brought to you by Mage-Montreal. If a business wants a powerful e-commerce online store that will increase their sales, or to move piled-up inventory to free up cash reserves, or to automate business processes to reduce human processing errors, our company, Mage-Montreal, can do that. We've been helping e-commerce stores for over a decade. Here's the catch. We're specialized and only work on the Adobe Magento e-commerce platform, also known as Adobe Commerce. We're among only a handful of certified companies in Canada. We do everything Magento-related. If you know someone who needs design, support, training, maintenance, or a new e-commerce website, email our team at support@MageMontreal.com or go to MageMontreal.com. That's MAGE Montreal.com.
All right, Jacob, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me on. Excited for the episode.
Right. Can you give us a very brief, 1-2 minute intro about you before we dive into the topic?
Sure thing. So I'm Jacob. I'm the co-founder of AgencyJR. As you mentioned previously, we are an email SMS marketing agency that's focused primarily on e-commerce, but also dabble within the SaaS and info markets as well. Right now, overall, over the span of our agency, we have generated over 30 million in email and SMS marketing sales for our clients. Currently, we work with, I think, around 60 to 70 clients. And our team currently is, I think, around 40 people. And also work really practically in any niche. So we have worked with anything from dog products, fitness products, household goods, food, and anything else you can think of.
Okay, pretty cool. So let's dive in. Seven-figure Black Friday formula, SMS and email sales campaign. Let's hear more.
Sounds good. Actually, this is perfect timing since I just came back from a trip in Dubai, but we actually held a speech right around this topic. So I think we can dive right in. With the seven-figure Black Friday, Cyber Monday email SMS formula, essentially there are multiple steps to it. Overall, to keep it short and simple from the get-go, with any email list, first of all, you have to build awareness. So if you're e-commerce, let's say the example, you're an e-commerce shop. You might have your list of people, let's say 10,000, but first of all, you need to, again, build that awareness that people know you, what you sell, what you stand for, and stuff like that. So first step within this formula is build awareness, essentially re-engage your customers so you know you actually exist. Once you have done that, then it's time to build even more awareness and engage them even further. That basically just means deepening the relationship you have with them, educating them about the products you have, about the values you have, about your brand stories, so they're more attached with you. And then last, that's the third stage, you head into the actual sales phase where you launch the sale, and there we have a specific layout. I presume we want to get into that in a second as well, right?
Well, but let's start from the first one. Let's start from the beginning. So first one, you said awareness. So here, I'm guessing you're talking about building an email and SMS list, or you're talking about re-engaging perhaps an old list of clients or a mix of all this?
Here it works for any scenario. So even if you have a list, maybe you have not targeted in a while, maybe you only targeted a certain part of the list. So step one, essentially universal, depending. And even if you have a list, if you don't have a list, any stage you are, the goal there is just to build that initial awareness, essentially engage as many people as possible. So you have this nice bucket of people that you can continue blasting emails continuously. But this, we usually just send out maybe 3 to 4 re-engagement specific emails. Even make it even more specific, you like these emails to be text-based. So email marketing, obviously, these pretty image-based emails. You're actually going to take a step away from that and send out purely text-based emails, something essentially you would send to your friend. Here, though, it's always if it's sent from a brand representative, but the main premise there is you're talking to the customer directly. It can be as simple as, hey, we noticed you have not been opening your emails in a while, or Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale is just around the corner. These are the deals you might be expecting. Click here to check out our store. Or you can also click the link at the bottom of the email if you don't want to receive our emails anymore. So as simple as that, and that serves great to re-engage our customers.
Okay, so step one, some brands, of course, they send already like emails every few days or whatever. But in many cases, you will want to re-engage your base. For the easiest way, of course, is past customers plus anybody who signed up to your newsletter for whatever reason. We could get maybe later into list building, but let's go through your formula first. Okay, so you re-engage an existing list. Now you have 3, 4 emails for this or SMS. Okay, what's next?
Great. The next step is then we take only this bucket of these engaged customers and only focus on them and try to deepen our relationship with them, essentially educate them even more. Here we usually send out 3 specific emails, but also all the emails we send out within this phase, they're only sent out to this engaged part of the list. One reason is technical, one is to boost up the open rate. Second of all, just so we can actually target these people more since they have already been engaged or re-engaged within the previous phase. And the emails, so these specific emails here we want to send out, one is like a bestseller or like a product educational campaign. That is to build awareness around the products you sell. So here maybe you have a very hero SKU oriented store where you have like your hero product that already buys, but they don't necessarily know you also offer additional products, complementary products. So this is the email where you educate them about those products. So what are the benefits, features, why do they need them in a very non-salesy way? You're not pushing them to buy directly, just educating about the fact that you have these products. Or if you don't have like a very hero SKU centric store where people buy a lot of products very equally, evenly, then you can basically just promote any 3 to 5 products you think would make sense for the Black Friday period. Again, just showcase them in a non-salesy way, features, benefits, what problems do they solve. The next email is actually a value campaign. Here, you're just giving direct value to your customers, again, without directly selling anything. An easy example, if you're selling dog products, you can send them a campaign, 3 tips how to make your dog more obedient, 3 tips how to make your dog love exercise more, anything that your customers might want to learn about within a niche you're selling it. So dog niche, fitness niche, whatever. Again, the core goal here is not to sell, but if you do want to generate a bit more sales from this email, a simple framework we use, again, 3 tips. First tip, general tip. Second tip, general tip. Within the third tip, you slightly push them into a certain product. So for example, 3 tips how to make your dog more obedient. The third tip could be if you're selling like, let's say some ebooks, learn more about like dog behavioral patterns, and then within the last slide you can slightly push them to your solution there. And then the last email is more of a technical email. We call it a warm-up email, and the purpose of this warm-up email is to actually generate as many customer responses from that email as possible. And that is not to warm up your customer support team. There's a very good technical reason. If somebody actually responds to your email, all the future emails you send to that customer are much more likely to land in the primary folder, which means more eyes, more opens, more clicks, and ultimately more sales. And to achieve this, we like to run like a giveaway framework. So the email is as simple as we're running a 24-hour giveaway, reply to this email with anything to enter, and within the next 24 hours, one of our customer support team members will contact you if you have one. So those are the 3 specific emails there. So yeah.
Okay, so that's and this warm up one, the last one, that's the last one of the second part of deepening relationship. And once you get into the next stage, then you'll have the sales stage. What does that look like? This is probably the phase that people are most familiar with, like, hey, product discount, direct product sales offer, and so on. And people in general skip, your phase 1 and 2 of 3, 4 emails each and go straight for the ask of the sale. So let's cover the sale now.
Sounds good. So here, like our what's it called? Our cherry, or what makes it unique with our launch is what they like to say is that basically with any big launch, we run always an early bird segment there. And within this early bird segment, essentially how can make this as simple as possible. So before any big launch, let's say we launched Black Friday, before actually launch Black Friday, we launched early bird Black Friday, which is limited to people which commit or essentially actually sign up to receive the early access email before that. There we do a lead generation aspect. So we take the email list, we take the SMS list if you have it, we add an additional pop-up on the website, and also we want the customer or you the store to run some paid ads, the lead generation landing page as well to collect additional early bird signups. But then these early birds will launch the sale a bit sooner, and also they'll get a better discount, get access to these sales sooner, and also they'll avoid the fact that they might get basically sell out on some of the products. And with this approach, we usually see very insanely good conversion rates. So usually with this generated list, we see anywhere from 15 to 20% of this list converts. If you have generated a 5,000 early bird list, we usually see anywhere from 750 people to, I don't want to embarrass myself, 21K of these people can convert. And also to put even more numbers onto this approach, we usually see about the return of $10 per sign up generated. So if you run, let's say, paid ads lead generation campaign, usually you can expect people to sign up from anywhere from $1 to $3, and we usually see $10 brought back through the launch. So it's very profitable. And with this approach, we also do some other things. So basically, we have very heavy sending frequency. So during the early bird launch, it's usually only lasts 2 days. They will send out 3 unique emails. So the launch day will have the launch email, plus later on the day will resend the launch email with a different subject line to the non-openers. And then on the day when the sale ends, we'll actually have 2 unique emails going out. The first one, for example, saying sale ends in 12 hours, and the other one saying sale ends in 4 hours, for example. And then we head into the Black Friday sale launch. Same general approach. So from the sale launch date until the day before the sale ends, we'll have 1 unique email plus 1 resend every day. And on the day when the Black Friday sale ends, we'll have 2 unique emails going out with the same approach as an early Black Friday.
Right.
So yeah.
I don't think you had your mental map right for your conversion, but that is irrelevant to like the value you're delivering for the build out here. So, okay, that's very interesting. So you're sending a lot of emails, even at the sales stage, okay, engagement with your early bird system, and you hope to get 15, 20% conversion, and then, or at least $10 value, but that depends also your $10 value per sign up. What is the average order value of the people on your list? If you're selling an average cart of $100 or $200, very different from a $5,000 average cart of selling maybe motor and engine parts and stuff like that. So that will vary a lot. And then I see you're sending again, another pre-launch campaign, and then an email every day during the sale itself. So what I see as a takeaway here is most people, as I said before, try to start the sales stage without building that relationship before. So you re-engage 3-4 email, then you deepen the relationship, tell the story of the brand, and you're sending again 3-4 emails. Before you ask for the sale, you've actually sent at least 6 to 8 emails of trying to give value and tips and things that people might value in connecting with you there. And then you start with the sales approach and the Black Friday itself.
Exactly that. Like basically what you did, you listed down the 3 issues which you try to solve with this like approach of this formula. Like the first one is basically the awareness issue. Like sure, you can send out people emails, but if they don't necessarily remember your brand or what you sell, it's not going to convert as much. Second of all, if people know your brand, maybe also they have signed up for some competitor brands which sell within the same niche. Maybe the brand has a better relationship with them, or the customer views the brand as better. That's also going to cause your conversions to dip. And thirdly, which I think is the most important one, a lot of brands are not nearly as aggressive as they could be. We see most brands during Black Friday maybe follow the golden rule of 12 to 15 campaigns a month, which they do throughout the whole year. Maybe they bump it up to 18 campaigns, but we've seen jumping it up to 30, 40 campaigns should be done, I think, as a minimum. We have tested this out with multiple brands. So obviously a big concern there is not to burn out your list, maybe not to frustrate your customers. Obviously, you have to also remember your customers, they are consumers. They have been looking for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday period the whole year. So they're actively looking for the best deals. So if you give them the nudge more frequently, they'll appreciate this as well.
Right. And total, how many emails we're talking about? Like 3-4 in awareness, 3-4 in deepen relationship, and then the sales part's like what again? 3-4 plus if the sale is long, 1 email a day. So you end up with like roughly how many emails total for the Black Friday campaign?
Yeah, so for the month of November, so if you were to start, we would have about 26 unique emails with about 40 emails sent. So for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and early Black Friday launches, there's going to be, for most days, one unique email going out, but at least one resend of that email later on in the day. So like 26 unique emails with about 40 emails sent, as opposed to like the regular 15 campaigns a month. So there is a very big difference.
And I believe that's pretty much the limit that you can push the email sending aspect. There's a very famous internet marketer guy that I'm not going to name. I signed up like a month ago and I'm checking my email. I got 72 email from the guy, and I do feel this is getting really spammy and annoying, especially when one of the product I did opt in already, and then I'm getting more solicitation about that specific product. It's like, okay, you clean up your list here. I don't want to hear about that product anymore, you know? So, yeah, I think you're pushing it to pretty much the limit, but it is a good thing, especially when you have a highly engaged audience. You don't want to be shy to send emails. You want to, people who are not interested, they just unsubscribe, and then you connect with those people, and you move forward with this. So I think this is a pretty good summary of it. And the first topic also about building the list. If you have a long history in business, you already have thousands of customers. Okay, well, that's clear where you get your list. But let's say somebody is more early in the stage. Do you have any tips on building a list?
Good question. Here, before I dive for the new brand looking to build their list, I have a very good suggestion for the established brands, because like this Black Friday, Cyber Monday period, this is an excellent time for you to also make your list even bigger. That's done with like the lead generation stuff I mentioned before. There, if you're on, like essentially what you need is a landing page asking customers if they want to get early access to the Black Friday deals, and you can run paid ads to like your mid-funnel audience. So people that have seen your ads before, maybe have gone to the website before, but have not yet converted. That's Black Friday, Cyber Monday is the best time to convert them, and also through that build your list. Then for new brands, I'll be extremely boring, since we also had some run-ins with new brands. If you're, say, under 50K a month, under 30K a month, you're looking to build your list and focus on that, I would actually highly suggest against that, because the best list you can build is to actually focus on getting buyers directly. Obviously, this doesn't apply for extremely high ticket stores, but for regular ticket stores, let's say up
But
to.
when you say 15, 30K, you mean in terms of like top line sales, or you mean something else, like
Revenue.
revenue? Yeah, for sure. That is a totally startup mode, right? At that point, for sure. So yeah, there you focus on sales, but it will sort of build a list at the same time. But yeah, you need to focus on sales, direct conversions.
Yeah, and through that, you'll build a list of the highest quality, because you're focusing direct conversions. The people that actually get into your list, they are showing buyer purchase intent to your product. So the people will get there, naturally, they're going to be the best kinds of people you can get. And obviously, you're going to get buyers which already buy, but then also through like pop-up forms on the website, and also through abandoned checkouts, you'll get non-buyers, but they have shown explicit purchase intent to your product. So that's the highest quality list you can actually build. But then later down the road, you can then focus more on list building. But first thing, if you're at that stage, is focus on direct purchases. That's the quickest way up.
Yeah, under the first million, list building still apply, but you're more in direct sales mode because you have less capital to reinvest to just like build up a list that you will then solicit. So it's more like you're building your list and your sales at the same time. Everything's like direct sale kind of approach to have more a direct immediate return on investment on your ad campaign month to month to fund the next month and so on. Cool.
That's exactly that.
Any last thought? Anything to add to wrap up this episode?
I think that hopefully I summarized it pretty well, but essentially just send out more emails during November, as this is the time of the year where everybody is looking to spend their hard-earned money. So take advantage of that.
Awesome. So Jacob, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
Yeah, so you can go to AgencyJR.com. So this agency, Jacob, J as in Jacob, R as in Reynes.com. And there you'll be able to see what we do, our work, our results, and also schedule in a call with us if this seems interesting.
All right. Thanks for being here today, Jacob.
So thank you for having me on.